amigos and amigas, I am Excitement, wrestling's primo numero uno announcer. With Triple H now taking over as head of WWE Creative in the WWE. With Vince McMahon now gone, Triple H is bringing in a myriad of people who were fired by Vince McMahon, ranging from Karrion Kross to Scarlett Bordeaux most recently. Perhaps pretty soon, one William Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, aka a myriad of other names, will make an appearance in the WWE. And today we're going to look at all of Bray Wyatt's 5 personas, ranging from the worst to the best. Let's go! Husky Harris sits at the bottom of the list. Getting involved on the second season of WWE's NXT, back when it was a competition/game show for wrestlers instead of the wrestling brand it is today, Husky Harris was just a good old boy with Cody Rhodes as his mentor. With a name like Husky Harris, one can imagine him either being a breed of dog or a member of Fat Albert's gang. As Husky Harris, he would join up with the renegade group The Nexus, helping Wade Barrett with a match against John Cena at Hell in a Cell in 2010. Orton would have troubles with one Husky Harris himself, leading to an angry Orton attacking him with a punt kick to the head, riding Harris off TV. Interestingly, this would be one of many times Rotunda had a character written off TV thanks to Randy Orton. Next up is Bray Wyatt in a tag team with Matt Hardy called the Deleters of Worlds. After a feud with Broken, aka Woken Matt Hardy, the heelish Bray Wyatt would battle Hardy at Hardy's compound in a cinematic-style match, much like Hardy used to have in his TNA Impact days as Broken Matt Hardy. Wonderful! This match was dubbed the Ultimate Deletion, yes, and saw appearances from the Dilapidated Boat, Vanguard 1, and Brother Nero. Hardy won the match, tossing Wyatt into the Lake of Reincarnation. Wyatt would take a hiatus from WWE only to reappear at WrestleMania 34, helping Woken Hardy win the Andrew Make That Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Now as a babyface, Woken Wyatt, briefly known as Brother Samil, would win the WWE Raw Tag Team titles with Hardy. The team disbanded when Hardy took time off in September of 2018 to heal his back. Wyatt would leave WWE TV for a character reset once again. Cult leader Bray Wyatt is up next. This is the original form of Bray Wyatt as a spooky persona after ending his Husky Harris persona. Bray Wyatt came to see the light of day in April 2012 in FCW, where he was first paired off with Eli Cottonwood. Remember that mustachioed or not so mustachioed monster? FCW was rebranded into NXT, with Bray Wyatt forming the Wyatt family later that year with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. These three would make it onto Raw on July 8, 2013, attacking wrestlers like R-Truth, Justin Gabriel, and the Three-Man Band! Hard to believe Drew McIntyre was ever that low on the card, huh? Wyatt had awesome feuds during this time with CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and John Cena, and a myriad of others. Eventually adding Braun Strowman to the group, the family would go on their separate ways only to reunite. With Daniel Bryan briefly joining the group only to betray them and humiliate them all along, Randy Orton would eventually join them and do the same to Bray, causing him mental anguish even further by burning down Bray Wyatt's mentor's sister Abigail's shack. Bray Wyatt started off as a psychological horror character, only to eventually take a more supernatural slant. The original Bray Wyatt cult leader took a page from Waylon Mercy's book, as well as Cape Fear villain Max Cady. My second to last Bray Wyatt character pick is Funhouse Bray Wyatt. After the Deleters of Worlds disbanded due to Matt Hardy's injury, Bray Wyatt would take a lengthy hiatus from WWE himself. During this time, he would start making cryptic tweets about how he was being treated by a Dr. M in an asylum. Some theorized this to be Matt Hardy. Others thought Dr. M was Waylon Mercy. I myself thought Dr. M was Dr. Marvin Monroe from The Simpsons. Just kidding. Anyhow, the tweets would continue for quite some time as Bible quotes and cryptic messages on Twitter would give way to the mysterious vignettes of April 2019 with a buzzard puppet known as Mercy the Buzzard and a witch puppet named Abby the Witch making appearances. Mercy the Buzzard represented Wyatt's inspiration, Waylon Mercy, and Abby the Witch being a nod to Wyatt's mentor, Sister Abigail, in his previous gimmick. Other puppets would show up in segments called the Firefly Funhouse, with Huskus the Pig Boy representing Husky Harris, and the often ill-fated Rambling Rabbit as a South Park Kenny-like character who was always getting killed, only to come back in another episode, representing the critics who never go away. Even Vince McMahon got a puppet type, known as the Boss, complete with devil horns. Funhouse Bray Wyatt was a twisted Mr. Rogers' Children host type, who on occasion would wrestle, but would mostly stay in Funhouse segments. The wrestling in this era would mainly go to Funhouse Bray Wyatt's alter ego, The Fiend. The Fiend was the alter ego of Funhouse Bray Wyatt. This sinister and evil-looking clown persona was straight out of a slasher horror movie, as he would seek revenge on all who done Wyatt wrong in the past. Finn Balor was his first target, as the two battled with The Fiend, winning at SummerSlam 2019. The Fiend would go to get revenge on other Wyatt wrongdoers, ranging from Seth Rollins to John Cena. Seeds of The Fiend can be traced back to YouTube series called Superstar Ghost Stories from WWE in 2015. Where Bray Wyatt tells the story of a mysterious man in the woods, quite very similar sounding to The Fiend. The Fiend would attack Alexa Bliss, recruiting her to do his evil bidding, but Randy Orton once again tormented Wyatt as he burned The Fiend alive at an Inferno match in late 2020. The Fiend would eventually re-emerge, only to have Alexa Bliss betray him at WrestleMania 37 in his match against Randy Orton. The Fiend has since disappeared. With Bray Wyatt teasing a new persona and perhaps coming to WWE TV really soon. Only time will tell where this new persona will rank on the list. What was that? Uh-oh. Did I forget to pay my electric bill again?